BlackRock, which is the biggest company in the world, is buying up a lot of XRP behind the scene. Doesn't it sound crazy? Everyone who owns XRP is shocked by news that is hard to believe right now. Don't forget about the strong sign. Trust me, there are crypto experts who think XRP could reach 1,000 or even more. Watch the whole thing. Let's begin right away. Take note of DSXRP again. A lot of people are talking about Ripple coin, but this time it's not just about the store's hype. The debate began with AI Man's tweet. The business BlackRock is now using Coinbase to buy XRP. For people who own XRP, this changes everything. It sounds like more and more companies are buying XRP, and it doesn't matter if you believe that claim or not. The story could change what happens to the coin in the future. Verson Alger, the founder of Black Swan Capitalist, recently talked about what he calls an almost certain supply shock for XRP when markets are bad. He said, Black, it had been years since Rockefeller, JP Morgan, and other big banks bought XRP behind closed doors. Regular people, on the other hand, have been scared off. He said that XRP is like digital gold that moves around. It's strong and easy to understand. How much XRP is in circulation isn't very much when you think about the trillions of dollars that could one day flow into global debt settlement systems, cross-border payments, and tokenized assets. If banks are really buying up a lot of shares, the big difference between how few are on the market and how many people want them could lead to a huge price change. This story is backed up by the business as a whole. Even more, the US dollar is losing value, gold prices are rising, and rate cuts are on the way. Algeria and David from Digital Outlook talked about how investors are shifting their money to safe investments during this time. After going over 3,700, gold is likely to soon hit 4,000 to 5,000. If the prices of important metals start to look like they're being hacked, then XP and other digital assets could be good investments. XRP has a better case when you look at the market as a whole. There are problems with the U.S. economy as shown by the large number of businesses that are going out of business and loans that are not being paid back. The stock markets are in a good mood. Algera says that insiders are selling their shares even though the fear and greed index is at an all-time high. He says this difference shows how policy changes have cut off the real world from the financial markets. When things are like this, banks and other institutions want to spend and save things in this group along with gold and silver. XRP also fits in well, especially since it is used for cross-border payments. The fact that it can grow means that it can handle a lot of money, which makes it a good way off global debt, tokenized goods, and international funds. At this point, the alleged part of BlackRock becomes very important. The world's largest asset manager, which is in charge of more than $10 trillion, doesn't just believe stories, it makes them up. Even though BlackRock is only buying XRP slowly, the fact that they are does show that they see its value in a future where tokenized finance rules. BlackRock is also in charge of tokenization and ETFs that invest in digital assets. It would help Ripple reach its long-term goal if it got involved with XRP, but it could also lead to the shock to supply that Algeria talked about. Soon, the market will learn that XRP is more than just a way to pay. It could be the most important thing for the free flow of money in the digital world if Algeria is right. In that case, the prices we see now might look like a good deal in the long run. Let's hear what the crypto experts have to say. BlackRock's quiet moves into XRP have changed the rules, and investors have lost everything. Their part isn't just another story in the news. No one is ready for a supply shock that could happen because of it. As for what people think happened with XRP, they really might blow your mind. People in the XRP community have always said important things. These days, though, the stakes are so high that they almost sound too good to be true. He wrote a short but powerful line on X that said, "You're going to get some money." Those words mean more than just hope to people who own XRP. They back up the idea that something big is about to happen. A tweet from Ufhold that said, "More time XRP just hit $1 and shocked a lot of people. Things got worse." A lot of people took this more as a figure of speech than a direct statement, but it made the point clear. It made people think about how much higher XRP could go, especially if big banks like BlackRock and JP Morgan keep buying it up behind the scenes. Then someone made a claim that might have been the bravest one so far. Jay Claver, CEO of XRP, said that the price could reach 2,000 by 2026. This made John Squire say, "The countdown has begun." Claims like these aren't just words. They make the more people think that XRP is not only cheap but also about to go through a big value jump. When people understand how important it is to world banking, some people who are known to be critical of cryptocurrencies believe that most people will not fully understand how easy and likely it is for XRP to reach $4 before it actually does. When there isn't a sudden rise that makes people change their minds, he said, doubt is normal in the market. Traders who said today that XRP would never hit 100,000 will act like they knew it would happen when it does. He said, "This is where math and psychology meet. About 3 years, and XRP worth 1,000 right now seems like a long way off dream." Barry says that everything changes when you're scared of losing. When things move quickly, questions quickly turn into reasons, and the money that was waiting on the side starts pouring in. Markets work because people act together, and XRP is no different. Without a doubt, the amounts are correct. With 59.61 billion XRP already in use, its market value will be over 59 trillion within another 1,000. It's more than the whole. The Bitcoin market is about the same size as the world's stock markets right now. This is why most analysts don't pay attention to these comments. It's hard to believe how much money is needed. But this is what's important. There were never any plans for XRP to be just another altcoin used to buy things. Varen Alger said that BlackRock, JP Morgan, and other global giants are real. If this is true, then XRP could be used as a settlement layer for tokenized assets, cross-border payments, and even the national debt. then the trillions of dollars that would be going through the system wouldn't be used to guess what market caps would do. It would be real money moving through XRP, like digital cash moving. That makes the impossible seem a little more likely. Prices in the 4-digit range might not be as crazy as they sound right now if XRP is the main coin used in tokenized banking. Vari and other people agree that question could be the last thing that needs to happen before acceptance. It's simple to laugh off tweets like XRP just hit 1,000 or 1,000 by 2026, but crypto history shows that things that at first look impossible often become possible faster than everyone thinks. Let us now talk about how Ripple is taking over the world of banks without anyone knowing. I'm telling you, this is the best sign ever for XRP. What I'm about to show you can't be missed. This means that the talk about XRP isn't just a guess. It comes from putting it used in the real world and making big banking problems better. This is what the XRP dragon said would happen on X. Are you all set? The world is becoming more multipolar. There is one coin in the banking system that is waiting for its chance to shine. XRP is what we're talking about. Anything else is not important. Ripple and XRP have never tried to compete with digital currencies released by central banks or CDCs in the US. This is made clear from the start by CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Recently, Garlinghouse said that CBDCs are usually local and are mostly made for national payment systems and internal monetary policy. Lord XRP brought this to our attention. CBDCs can be helpful sometimes, but they don't solve the problems that come up when you trade across countries. This is something that Ripple has worked on for many years. This is a big change. The old ways of doing things depend on middlemen who add extra trouble and risk, so payments around the world are still slow, expensive, and spread out. With the XRP system and Ripple, you can get a solution that can be scaled up or down. This lets you tokenize assets and send money between countries almost instantly. Face